I read a report a number of years ago that was put out by the House of Representatives in Washington. And the report is called HR 510. And in that report, they had discovered that injuries to healthcare workers in this country run about $20 billion a year. And so after reading that report, I realized that injuries are a huge, huge cost. And so what could we do to minimize the risk of injury? So I would say that the Barihab product goes a long way in helping to minimize those injuries. Why? Because most injuries occur to therapists and to their patients during a transfer. When you have to transfer a patient from a therapy mat back into their wheelchair, over to the parallel bars, or over to a standing frame. These are all transfers that they have to make. The reason the Barihab is such an effective tool in reducing risk of injury is because all of those features are located in one place. So you don't have to do those transfers. The fewer the transfers, it makes sense, the less the risk of injury would be. Not only that, but by not having to spend the time making these transfers, the time that you do have providing therapy, you're able to accomplish more. So your productivity rises. And I would say that is probably the most important thing. Secondly, I would say that the issue that causes patients not to progress as fast as they possibly could is fear. Fear tends to keep people from trying things, especially if they've suffered some sort of an injury and they have pain along with that injury. They don't want to create any more pain, so they don't want to do certain things that their therapist is asking them to do. If we can reduce the patient's fear by providing a bunch of safety features, then they're apt to do more because they're not afraid. And so secondly, avoiding injury and reducing patient fear. When we've secured that patient inside the Barihab mechanisms, the therapist, because the therapist doesn't have to fear that the patient is going to fall because the patient is being supported by this piece of equipment, they're apt to try more and do more. So those are just some of the things that help promote a faster recovery and ultimately a better outcome.